No risk it, no biscuit.
Coming from the Arizona desert, presented by SBNation.com. For Arizona Cardinals fans, by Arizona Cardinals fans, with outsider and insider's perspective, this is Revenge of the Birds. This is Jess Root, your host for Revenge of the Birds, and I have Larry Fitzgerald, Arizona Cardinals star wide receiver, on the line, thanks to EA Sports Nutrition, and we're going to talk to him this morning about the offseason, changes that have been made, talk to him a little bit about training camp, and we're glad to have him. So let's go ahead and start things off. Good morning, Larry. How you doing?
Doing great. How are you?
Doing all right. Thanks for coming on and talking to us this morning. I know you've been hitting the media rounds all morning today. We've had quite an interesting offseason. I know you've answered a lot of questions so far about your new coach and your quarterback. But looking back so far this year with the changes that you've had in the coaching staff, personally, how is that different for you this year than it was in 2007 when you had the change to Ken Whisenhunt?
I don't know. It seemed like it was different. I was with Coach Green. I know Coach Green. It's like an uncle to me. When he lost his job, I took it hard, and I took it hard with Coach Whisenhunt as well. Because we had a great relationship. Had some wonderful years in Arizona. Anytime you go through a coaching change, it's really difficult. Because of the bonds and relationships you built with these people. But it's a part of our business, one that you never get used to or never really want to see. But it is what it is.
And how quickly did the bond build, or is it still building with Bruce Arians and his staff?
No. The bond has been solidified. We really like it. Our new coaching staff. It's easy to like them. They're all about football, and they want to get guys to improve and be better and play at a high level, and that's a lot of fun.
Now, I don't want to compare them as coaches so far. That's a little bit unfair to do that. But how is Bruce Arians different or similar in how he interacts with his players and his staff than Ken Whisenhunt was? How do they differ in that relationship?
They're both really good with players. Really good player coaches, very intelligent, both of them offensively. Have a good pulse and feel for the locker room. They're both tremendous men, human beings. You love playing for them, and so there are a lot of similarities.
Now, you said already today that you think that the team can turn things around really quickly. Why do you think that this year we can do that quickly as opposed to how things kind of fell apart the last year?
Well, we have so many new components, and Seattle has the same staff. St. Louis has the same staff. San Francisco has the same staff. We have brand new general manager, brand new head coach, brand new offensive coordinator, brand new quarterback. So many different personnel changes that teams will have to. They won't be prepared for. Like we'll be able to prepare for them. There's so many differences, and so I think there'll be an adjustment that they'll have to make in terms of our personnel packages and things that we do. It's so different.
So if you were to say this year as opposed to other years in the past, how excited are you compared to other seasons to get started with training camp in the new season?
My excitement level is the same every year. It's anytime you have a job, you're happy to go out there and be able to work and do something that you truly love to do. So my excitement level doesn't really change from year to year. I'm like a kid in a candy store.
That's great. Now, you've mentioned a couple other interviews over the course of the offseason that one thing that you said was that this coaching staff had a checklist for you of things you want to do in the offseason, one of them being learning multiple positions. What were some of the other things that they had on your list for you?
Just technique things they thought I needed to improve on, which I've been working on all season. So, I met with Coach Arians, met with my position coach, and we talked about the things that they wanted to do, and so I wanted to work on all of those and make sure I was doing what I could to be the best football player I could when camp starts.
Great. Now, here's a question: you don't like, I've heard talking this about, is you're creeping up into your 30s. How do you train differently? What do you do differently now in the off season as opposed than you did when you first came into the league now to take care of your body? And you've been incredibly fortunate over the course of your career of staying pretty much injury free. How much of your durability over your career has been about preparation? How much is it the fact that genetically that your body is tougher or can avoid that, and how much is just luck? And what are you doing now that you didn't do earlier in the off season to prepare yourself?
Nothing's changed. I've always trained the same way. I've had the same trainer since I was 16 years old. Trained me here in Minneapolis, and we get after it. But nutrition is a huge part, and being a part of Abbott's sports nutrition team has been great. It's been so beneficial for me because I know that as an athlete, there's so many things that could trip you up along the way, as you see every day on TV. But I know that every product that ES has, it's 100% tested and certified to be safe and clean, and it's going to give me a nice, clean, competitive advantage. And so I stand by it, and the industry is best for a reason.
Now, Michael Floyd this offseason also talked about that he's learned from you and from Andre Roberts about how you take care of your body, his diet and such, including not eating red meat. Are there any other things that you have told him or suggested to him or other young players on their team to take better care of their body, whether it be diet, whether it be their regiment, going into the season?
Oh yeah, Mike lived with me last year, and so he ate what I ate, and we eat a lot of fish. Mike never eaten fish before. He moved in with me, and so I think that he understood that his diet and what he eats is going to play a big excuse me, will play a contributing factor, a big factor into how he performs on a daily basis and plays on Sunday.
When you come into camp this year, there in your receiving core, you've got you and Michael and Andre, pretty much the only guys on the team with at least your position that have a ton of experience. You've got a whole bunch of guys undrafted, gotten some work in some other camps, a handful of games here or there. Is there anyone in your position group that you can think, other than you, Andre, and Michael, that you think could make an impact? Or, for example, in the preseason, someone tends to catch the eye of the fans, whether it's Stephen Williams one year or Laron Bird. Who do you think the players or the fans, that is, should be watching this preseason?
I'm really excited about young Jerome Brown. He's a talented player from Clemson. He's made some really nice plays, throughout the course of the spring. Caleb Taylor, who we acquired from the Minnesota Vikings last year. He's a really explosive player. Laron Bird is improving still. He's been playing real well throughout the spring. Young Hawkins is going to be a nice player. I really like his game. He's smooth. He gets in and out of his cuts. Catches the ball really well. Those are also Lambeau, a.k.a. Robert Gill, made a lot of plays for us in spring. I think it's going to be a big player for us too. So it's going to be a heated competition, and I like the way the guys have been working.
Now, Gill's gained some national recognition. How has that been in the locker room? You guys been given a hard time for the treadmill video?
No, you know what, we haven't been together, collectively since that video came out. But I saw him last week. He was up there training, and he's really, we already knew he was lightning fast, but that just solidified it for everybody else. Now,
one thing that you do every off season, you've got your camp that you hold in Minneapolis, in Minnesota. What exactly do you guys do without the coaches, and what is it that you guys accomplish? Because I've heard, dating back to the lockout, players were holding camps here and there, and people were saying it wasn't so much about football as it is about camaraderie. And aside from the obvious part where you guys are still in a football mind doing workouts and practicing, what do those workouts accomplish, and are there true improvements that take place when you guys are out there in Minnesota?
Absolutely. This is where everybody, you push yourself to the limit. You work as hard as you possibly can to get your body in top physical condition. You kind of learn, where your threshold is and how you get there and how you push through it. and deal with adversity. And the most fun part for me is you get to compete. I love being able to have Andre and Michael to the left and to the right of me and racing them every single day. And it's just, how you push each other in the off season, and then you push each other during the regular season, and it carries over. I really believe so.
Great. Well, Larry, thank you so much for joining us here this morning. I really appreciate that. Anything else you want our fans to know?
I think we touched on everything.
Great. Well, thank you so much, Larry, for your time.
Thank you. Have a nice day.
You've been listening to Revenge of the Birds. Keep the conversation going by visiting revengeofthebirds.com. Follow us on Twitter at Revenge of Birds. You can also find us on iTunes at facebook.com/revengeofthebirds.